leonon. Amin. Alleluia. first epistle of St. Paul to Timothy. May his blessings be with us all. Amen. I thank Christ Jesus our Lord, who has enabled me because he counted me faithful, putting me into the ministry. Although I was formerly a blasphemer, a persecutor, and an insolent man, but I obtained mercy because I did it ignorantly in unbelief. And the grace of our Lord was exceedingly abundant with faith and love which are in Christ Jesus. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptance, that Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. However, for this reason I obtained mercy, that in me first Jesus Christ might show all long-suffering, as a pattern to those who are going to believe on him for everlasting life. Now to the King, eternal, immortal, invisible, to God who alone is wise, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen. This charge I commit to you, son Timothy, according to the prophecies previously made concerning you, that by them you may wage the good warfare, having faith and a good conscience. The grace of God the Father be with you all. Amen.
The Catholic Epistle from the Epistle of our teacher, St. James. May his blessing be with us all. Amen. But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourself. For if anyone is hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of man he was. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does. If anyone among you thinks he is religious and does not bridle his tongue, but deceive his own heart, this one's religion is useless. Pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this, to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world. Do not love the world, nor the things which are in the world. The world shall pass away with all its desires, but he who does the will of God shall abide forever. Amen.
directed our fathers, the apostles, the holy blessings be with us all. Amen. And as John was finishing his course, he said, "Who do you think I am? I am not he, but behold, there comes one after me, the sandals of those of whose feet I am not worthy to loose. Men and brethren, sons of the family of Abraham, and those among you who fear God, to you the word of this salvation has been sent. For those who dwell in Jerusalem and their rulers, because they did not know him, nor even the voices of the prophets which are read every Sabbath, have fulfilled them in condemning him. And though they found no cause for death in him, they asked Pilate that he should be put to death. Now when they had fulfilled all that was written concerning him, they took him down from the tree and laid him in the tomb. But God raised him from the dead. He was seen for many days by those who came up with him from Galilee to Jerusalem, who are his witnesses to the people. And we declared to you glad tidings and promise which was made to the fathers. God has fulfilled this for us, their children, and that he raised up Jesus. The word of the Lord shall grow and multiply, be mighty, and take it in the Holy Church of God.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, O God, amen. Today is the fourth day of the blessed month of May. God forgive us in goodness and forgive all our sins, and God forgive us to the tender mercies of our Father, of my fathers, and the blessed. Amen.
On this day of the year 2570 of the world, the great prophet Joshua, the son of Nun, departed. He was born in Egypt in the year 2460 of the world and was from the tribe of Ephraim. He left with Moses among the exodus of the people of Israel from Egypt and became his disciple. He led the army during the war of the children of Israel with Amalek while Moses was on the top of the hill praying. So Joshua defeated Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. When Moses chose 12 men to spy out the land of Canaan, the promised land, Joshua was one of them, and he had completed his mission with all sincerity. He and Caleb brought the true and accurate facts to Moses about this land. For this reason, these were the only two to enter the land from all the people who left Egypt, because they murmured and doubted in the truthfulness of God's promises. After the death of the prophet Moses, the Lord spoke to Joshua the son of Nun, Moses' servant, saying, "Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all these people, to the land which I am giving to them. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given you, as I said to Moses. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage, for this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Therefore Joshua's heart was encouraged, and he sent 2 men to spy the land. When he was assured, he arose and crossed the Jordan after it had been divided before them, as the Red Sea had been divided before Moses. He conquered Jericho after he went all around the city for 7 days. Its wall had fallen flat. The Lord was with Joshua, so he killed kings, conquered many cities, and divided the land among the children of Israel according to their tribes. When he finished his good endeavor and reached a good old age, he called the elders of the people of Israel and their leaders. He commanded them not to deviate from worshiping God and to adhere to his law. He departed in peace, and he was 110 years old. The blessing of his parents be with us all. Amen. On this day also of the year 845 of the martyrs, 1128 of our Lord, Abba Macarius II, the 69th Pope of Alexandria, departed. His father was pious and ascetic since his young age, and longed for the monastic life. He became a monk in the monastery of St. Macarius. He devoted himself to worship, asceticism, and reading the Holy Scriptures. He grew in virtues and knowledge. He was a skillful artist who spent some of his time in painting icons and decorating manuscripts. When Abba Michael IV, the 68th Pope, departed and the papal throne became vacant, the Holy Synod that convened in Cairo decided to elect the monk Macarius. They took him and bound him against his will, and he cried out and begged them with excuses to release him, saying, "I am not fit to be raised to the dignity of the papacy. It is not fit for this serious responsibility." They brought him to the city of Alexandria, where he was consecrated patriarch in the Church of St. Mark on Sunday, the 13th of Hator of the year 819 of the martyrs, 1102 of our Lord. He then went to the seat of his throne in Cairo, where the rites of his enthronement were celebrated in the church, the Holy Virgin Al-Mu'alla, the hanging church. During his papacy, he added to his worship and piety. He taught and preached to people daily. He gave alms and did works of mercy to the poor and needy. When he finished his endeavor, he departed in peace. The fathers and bishops prayed his funeral rites and buried him with great honor in the Church of the Holy Virgin, the hanging church. The duration of his papacy was 25 years and 9 months. A blessing of his prayers be with us all. Amen. Also on this day, the missionary saint, the pure bride of Christ, and the teacher of cleanliness and hygiene, Saint Verena, departed. This saint was born in the village of Gargos in the Theban region in the south of Egypt to Christian parents. They called her Verena, which means the good fruit or the dainty fruit, and raised her up according to Christian virtues. The saint was baptized by Bishop Chiron, the holy bishop of Nilus, who oversaw her education and religious upbringing. She grew steadily in grace and faith. During that time, large numbers of Christians declared their faith before the Roman rulers, were martyred, and received the crowns of martyrdom. St. Verena visited those imprisoned and ministered unto their needs. She also longed to receive her share of persecution martyrdom. During the reign of Emperor Diocletian, the fame of the Theban legion became well known. The legion was headed by St. Maurice, who was known for his courage and godliness. The emperor ordered the Theban legion, led by St. Maurice, to move from Thebes in Egypt, Luxor, to Gaul in southern France, in the western region of Europe, to assist Emperor Maximian in defeating a revolt by Bagauda, south of France, a tribe in the south of France. The legion was made of 6,600 soldiers. St. Verena joined the Theban legion in its mission to Europe. When the legion arrived there, Maximian was then residing in a nearby city. He ordered the commander Maurice and the members of the legion to offer sacrifices to the gods before engaging in the war. They all refused to obey the order. The emperor ordered to slay every